We back. I have no idea what today is as far as the day. This should be like day 8 though, I think. Let me see. So I can make sure I'm speaking facts. Yeah, day 8. Day 8 yesterday. I mean not yesterday, but day 7 was about goal setting. Hope y'all got y'all goals. Hope y'all got y'all notebooks. Hope y'all wrote y'all shit down. My day 7 day, it was a like a stream on YouTube because I'm trying to do I wanted to do it to where like I could record my face while recording my screen at the same time and while having a little chat as well. So I low-key probably start recording my shit on the YouTube shit. But then it doesn't post on my page like a regular video. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'll probably start doing that shit. Maybe after I'm done with these little series. Cause we going to day 10. We finna be wrapping this shit up for real. So with that being said, since we are finna wrap this shit up, anything that y'all still struggling with or anything that y'all do not understand about the topics that I explained, let me know in the comments because this is only going to like day 10 and today is gonna be day 8. We'll have 2 more days. Today we about to talk about equilibrium and order blocks. Equilibrium and order blocks is what we finna talk about today. To be honest, I don't really use neither one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really use neither one for my strategy. So, that's that. But I do feel like the main goal was for me to explain the basics of trading, like the trading basics. So whenever y'all do hear the words equilibrium or order blocks, y'all at least know what they mean, or how to avoid them, or be on the lookout for them, or just how to identify them. Even if you're not using it in your strategy, it don't hurt to learn. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna go to like day 10 in these series and shit, and then after that, I think what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna stream my trades on YouTube. So how day 7 look, like y'all go to day 7 goal setting video, how that look is probably how I'm gonna do the remaining of my little content and shit like that for my little channel and shit. But I really don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I be in the midst of like, do I want to continue to record my content as far as when I'm actually inside my trades and stuff like that, and just, you feel me, just have a live little stream going on YouTube? Or if I want to come back to doing the video, if I want to just do this series in day 10 and then continue to master my personal strategy on my own time and shit like that, and then come back like a month or two, come back to the content shit, and then start recording my streams and stuff. Recording my trades and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as that. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as step 2, part 2 of this shit. But we definitely finna be closing out on the trading basics. We're going to day 10. Like I said, today gonna be about equilibrium and order blocks. Tomorrow, which is day 9, will probably be about day 9. Honestly, day 9. Day 9, what we could do is we could do like it's gonna be like a little psychology day, some shit that I feel like every trader should know as far as our emotions and psychology. I'm gonna do like a little bit of that, and then like the other half of the video, I do like a overview of everything that we've been learning. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I do like an overview of everything we've been learning, and then I do a little psychology video, like half psychology and half overview. And then that'll be day 9. And for the day 10, to close it off fully, I'm going to show y'all my strategy personally that I use. Like I told y'all, my whole purpose for this whole series was to teach the people who have no idea what day trading is and don't know shit about day trading, about a candlestick. My goal was to explain that and make it basic for those people. You know what I'm saying? My purpose was not to be just showing y'all my strategy every single day or showing y'all exactly what I do every single day. Just my goal was simply to explain the trading basics and shit like that. So on day 10, I think I'm gonna show day 9 I'm gonna do the overview, psychology, and then day 10 to wrap it up, I'm gonna just show y'all my full strategy and the way that I trade. Cause like I told y'all, I trade ICC. And if you know what ICC is, it's literally off of just trends and shit like that. And with me trading ICC, it's a lot of stuff, you know, that I explained that I really don't even use personally myself. Let me see, what we talking about? Well, I kind of do use all, let me say, like, all the things I explained, I don't even really look up news for real, but I do feel like it's important, bro. So I feel like, I'm just telling y'all how I'm operating this shit, but this is not like, you need to do the same shit, nigga. This is just how I operate. Like, I really don't use news for real, but like, you know, I'm in a community, so even though I don't use news, they kind of update us on, you know, whenever news is dropping, because I'm in a group with many people and shit, so they'll just kind of call it out. So I guess that's how I kind of stay up to date with everything as far as news. So that's one thing that I explained to y'all, but something that I don't even use myself for real. News. Like I said, I don't really use Equilibrium. I use Equilibrium whenever it comes to like investing. So actually, Equilibrium, I'm going to give a good example on Equilibrium right now for gold. I use Equilibrium when it comes to investing. I trade ICC, so ICC doesn't even evolve. I don't need to use Equilibrium, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to use that for my strategy. And order blocks, I be on the lookout for order blocks, but I don't really just trade off of order blocks. So, I don't know. But I said all that to say that, you know, everything that I've been explaining, bro, is not everything that I use in my strategy. Actually, when I show y'all my strategy on day 10, y'all will see, like, I ain't gonna, like, ICC is very basic. Like, it's a basic strategy and shit like that. But, obviously, if you don't know shit about trading, it's not gonna be basic to you. So that's why the goal was to explain this shit, trading basics, you know what I'm saying, course. And then day 10, I go into my strategy. And from there forward, you know what I'm saying, I do some other shit to, I don't know. Let me write that down though. So tomorrow we gonna do, today we doing order blocks, Equilibrium, and then day 9 is gonna be overview and psychology. And then, but this is 8, 9, and 10 to be my full strategy. Yeah. And we go in and off in 10 days. Yeah. That should be cool. But yeah, before I make them other 2 videos, bro, before I get to day 10, bro, y'all make sure to comment anything that you're struggling with. Anything, like any little thing you're struggling with, bro, just comment that shit. And if I don't even make a whole video on this shit, I'm gonna make sure that I at least speak on it in some type of video so you know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the whole purpose, so y'all can understand the trading basics. So ask me trading basics questions if it's needed. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, like I said, if y'all don't ask me shit, I don't take this shit personal. That make me feel like y'all understand what the fuck I'm talking about. So, shit, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, Equilibrium. So Equilibrium is basically whenever price is at a discounted price, right? So Equilibrium is like, say whenever we're trading, but yeah, say whenever we trading and stuff like that and price comes to a high or comes to a low whenever, like right here, it'll have a high and then it have the low. Like this, like if we're talking about actual points, this will be that high, this will be that highest point, and this will be that low. So what we would do with Equilibrium is, take the point from the highest point, right here, all the way down to this point right here. Right? Anywho, my bad, y'all. I'll get that shit off. But boom. All right. So Equilibrium, you take the point from the first point, this high, all the way to the low, or to the low to the high, wherever the direction that it's going, right? And we want to drag it. And whenever you have your shit, you want to set it up like this, because your numbers will not look like this. It would have 40,000 different other fucking numbers and shit. It would look similar to like this. So what you have to do is turn all the extra noise off. All you need is a 0. You want this 0.382 because that's the golden area, whatever. You feel me? Where investors or traders start paying attention to what the fuck is going on, because around this point you'll kind of see who's starting to get that control. You'll start to see what bias you can be on the lookout for, right? So this is the golden point right here. Of course, you need the 100%, which is going to be 1. Then you need the 50%, which is going to be 0.5. So 0, 100, and 50. And this golden, right? That's all we need. You don't need none of these. So your shit look like this. Turn them all off, right? Boom. This is TradingView, y'all. If y'all want to, y'all can make a TradingView account and y'all can paper trade, demo trade. All you have to do is make a TradingView account, log in. Whenever you come right here, whenever you come right here, you'll say log out. Your shit look similar to this. You'll be logged in already through your email, whatever. Trade, paper trade, click paper trade the shit away. You know what I'm saying? Bada bing, bada bang, nigga. Anywho, boom. With equilibrium, what you do is take it from the highest point, go to the lowest point. Like I told y'all, this is the golden line right here. So usually whenever price gets up to this point, and since price was in a downtrend, it got up to this point, it's showing us that buyers are coming in with that control, right? Buyers are starting to take control. They are now above this level. So now anything above this level is showing us that buyers are trying to take control. This is not saying that buyers are fully in control yet, or whatever the situation may be. It's just when it comes above this orange line, buyers are starting to get in control, right? Anything below this line is signaling that sellers are still in control, right? Like I told y'all, this is not something that I just use. Like, I'd rather just trade off a market structure, bro. Honestly, I just trade off a market structure. Whatever going on in the market, I go from there, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is very, very good to use if you're investing. And if you don't know, I day trade and invest, right? So if you don't day trade, I fucking recommend you at least invest your money, bro. At least invest your money. And if y'all want, I can even make a full video specifically about investing and shit like that long term. Y'all just let me know if y'all want to know about that type of shit. But yeah. Anything under this orange line is showing that sellers are still in control. When it gets above this orange line, at this golden line, that is when buyers are showing that they're in control. Usually, price gets up to that line and start consolidating right here, right? Nobody really in control. Now, once price get above this 50% mark, right, that is showing us a discounted price for this symbol, which is gold right now, right? Since we did it from the top of here to the bottom of here, it was a downtrend, right? We put the Fibonacci, because this is what this called. This little thing right here, it's a Fibonacci retracement, however you pronounce the shit. Fib retracement, right? So we put the fib retracement from the high to the low. So whenever price get to this 50% mark, that is basically telling you price is at a discounted price. That is at a discounted price for investors. That's basically a buy signal, you know what I'm saying? Of course, if it was holding this structure, right now it's coming back to this golden line, but it's still above this line. So I wouldn't even say that it's finna go back downwards. It's just, buyers haven't gained that full control yet, is all it is. But when price get up to this 50% area of equilibrium, that's usually a buy signal for investors long term and shit like that. I'm not sure how people use their Fibonacci retracement as far as day trading, because I don't use this shit. I'm just trying to explain to y'all what the shit is. You know what I'm saying? So understand that whenever I'm explaining this Fibonacci shit. But yeah, when it gets above this 50% line, which is this green line, that's showing us that price is basically at a discount. And not only is it's at a discount, it's at a good price. It's at a good it's in a good position. This is basically where smart money buys. They buy down here, right? You wouldn't want to buy down here because it's at its lowest point. We have no idea when it's going to come up, come down, like what it's going to do when it's down here, right? Or it's most likely going to continue to go down, right? So this is not a buy signal for us if it continues to go down past this golden line, right? Anything in the middle is showing us that somebody is trying to get control. Gain control is consolidating. Bada boom, bada bang, right? It gets above this line. This is now a discounted price, right? For someone that's investing, you will not want to buy under here because that's just you gambling and hoping that it comes back up. But above this 50% line in this holding structure is showing you it's at a discounted price. So I would be willing to buy right here, right? It would be smart to buy right here at these levels and hold it back up to this 100%. It would be dumb to buy up here at this 100% because this is the one means 100% basically. This is basically the 100% area of this full move down, right? So trying to buy up here would be pointless. It's already up there. So what you would want to do is buy at this 50% discounted area and then ride with it all the way back up to the 100. And you don't want to buy too early down if it was under this orange line because buyers haven't gained that control yet. So when buyers showing you control at that 50% discounted area, I feel like that's a buy signal, or buy or sell signal, just depending on which direction it's going in. You know what I'm saying? So this is the best way I could explain Fibonacci. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I don't use this shit, bro. So I can't just go into detail about something I don't use. But as far as my understanding, I just want to give y'all my basic understanding of, how I use the Fibonacci retracements and shit. But anywho, aside from that, we could talk about fuck, what I about to say? We could talk about what is it? Order blocks. So order blocks is basically that area when price push the market up or push the market down, right? So I could draw it out for y'all so y'all can see it better, right? So say your market is moving like this, right? We in higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I ain't gonna lie, this is an ugly ass drawing, y'all. My bad. I should do better. Or should I do it with this? With this? This probably be better. So we gonna get a high, we get a low, we get a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low. Right? This is a uptrend, as we know. This is a uptrend, right? Now a lot of times what price do is reverse to the downside. It don't stay in trends forever. So what you would see is price starting to make a lower high, and then it starts to make a lower low, then it starts to make another lower high, then another lower low, then another lower high, and then another lower low. And when it closed below this swing low, which is right there, it's showing us that it's on a full reversal now, right? Once it closed past this area, it's showing us that it's on a full reversal now. It's on a full reversal now, and anything under this level is sell signal. At this point, we'll be willing to catch this. We'll be willing to, wait for it to break down, bounce off of this level. If it holds structure, we would sell, and we would sell to these lows. We would sell all the way back down to these lows right here, right? And we'll be cashing out that shit. At this point, you'll have to be patient, though. If you entered early right here, you wouldn't even know it's going to be on a full reversal yet, so you'll want to wait. But that was kind of off subject type shit, but that's just something to think of. But boom, my thing was, all right, we're moving in the uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? But then we get right here to this area where we received a lower high. At this point, a lower high is a signal that price is reversing, because in the uptrend, we moving higher highs and higher lows. So there's no reason price should be making a higher low in the uptrend. I mean, a lower high in the uptrend, I'm sorry. But since it did, that's showing us that, it's thinking about reversal, or it may reverse, right? So we'll get that higher low right here. Then we'll get a low. We'll get a higher high right here. And then we'll get a low, but this low is still higher than that low. But then we get a lower high, and then we get another lower low. Well, now it's a lower low. But at this point, we would see that price started reversing, right? So usually what we would do is, and again, y'all, I'm explaining what order blocks are. Usually what we would do is, an order block is basically the area where the trend started changing. So it's not a break of structure. It's not a market shift, whatever the fuck people call that shit. It's literally just the area where the trend started to change. So right here, price is moving upwards. At this point, when it made a lower high, is when price started to change. it started losing that uptrend momentum, right? So the order block in this area would be from here to this low right here, right? Because that is the area where price started to change. Boom. This is now considered the order block area. This is the area where price started that downtrend, right? After having the uptrend, this is where it started that downtrend. But until it hit this point, it wasn't even a full breaker structure, because it did give us a lower high, but we still had a higher low. So until we had that lower low and a lower high, it wasn't considered a full breaker structure yet. But this order block right here is showing us that price, like, buyers were coming in and trying to stop sellers from going any higher. So this is just showing us that this is the level where that happened type shit. Even though it wasn't a full reversal yet, this is the level where the trend stopped and started to go to the other direction, right? So from the high to the low of that full move that changed the direction of the market is where you would want to mark out this order block. So similar to something like this. And what order blocks usually do is they repeat themselves, right? They repeat themselves. So a lot of the times you will see price start making them lower lows and lower highs and shit like that, right? Lower high again, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price will continue to do that. But as we know, it doesn't stay a trend forever, right? So it's making them lower highs and lower lows, but usually what it's going to do is come back up, right? It's going to start making, this going to be a little ugly. It's going to start making, let's say, an equal low. I don't know if that shit, did I do that right, bro? We going to just say an equal low. We going to go back up though, right? Equal low, and then we get a high. It's still lower than this high. And then we get another low. Now this low is higher than this previous low. That's showing us that price wants to go back up now. Not that it's fully. You can't say it's fully going back up until it's making a higher high and a higher low. You need both. You need both of them bitches, right? But this is the area that's showing us that price no longer wants to go lower than this point, right? It's showing us that it's time, like it may be time for price to go back up now. It doesn't want to go any lower. So what we want to do is just wait to see price started making higher highs at this point, right? Because, boom, we get a higher low already. So at this point, we would then get a higher high. And then we'll get another higher low, right? And then price would just kind of start continuing to do that. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then it would hit this order block. It will come back and hit this area. After it hit this area, it will continue to come back down, make lower lows, lower high. You know what I'm saying? It would just start that trend all over again. And this whole thing would start because of this one simple order block, right? And then it's important to notice, and I'm sorry I ran out of space, so it kind of looked crazy. So I hope just how I'm explaining this is just making sense, right? We started in the uptrend, it reversed to the downside. This is the area where it showed us that it was finna reverse before it actually broke that full structure. It came down. Price started making higher lows again, right? We started getting higher highs. So now, at this point, we have an order block down here as well, right? We get a higher low. We had a low, we had a high, we had a higher low. So at this point, this will be the area where you will have that new order block, right? So it will literally, like, it's just order blocks all over the market, to be honest. Like, order blocks is literally whenever price started to change direction, right? And all prices do is they come down, they hit this order block, bounce back up, hit this order block, right? And then bounce back down, hit this order block, and it kind of continues to do that. That's just what order blocks are. Until, you feel me? Until price decides that, fuck these order blocks, right? Price decide, it comes up, have a high, have a low, have a higher high, higher low. We start moving in this uptrend, right? We start moving in this uptrend, and then we reach this order block, right? A lot of times price will go past that order block. Fuck that shit. But all this means is when price has went past the order block, that is showing us that buyers have that control now, right? Buyers now have that control. And now what we want to do is look at this previous the previous market that happened, right? Price, this is originally when we had that order block, right? This is the order block we've been trading off of. Price bounced off this order block, came down. It came back up, it bounced off that order block, it went back down again because that's what it previously did. But now in this situation, price came back up and it took over this whole order block. It closed above that order block now. So all that is telling you is that buyers are starting to take control, because during this whole little operation, sellers are technically in control, because every time price hit this level, sellers get that control. Price goes straight back down. So if price can break above this order block, which will be at this area, if it was a candle closes above this box, it would be a full closure. So once price get above this level, that is showing us that buyers may now be getting that control in the market, and we may be in the uptrend now. We may be in a full uptrend now. So I feel like in order to just say that that's what's going on, you need to wait until price take out that original high, right? Because this was the point that price did not want to go past anymore. This was the point that we got that order block. We got that little reversal showing us that price wanted to go down, right? So now what we want to do is wait for price to take out this high, because literally once price can take out this high above this level, that is showing us buyers are in control now. Buyers are in control. They disrespect the sellers. Buyers are in control, and they now have closed past that previous level, right? Because this order block is showing us it kept bouncing off this level. It's showing us it was bouncing off. So now that it's closed above, it's showing us that it's done with that order block shit. It closed above it. Now buyers have that control. And usually what you would see is buyers get that control, close above them previous highs that, led us to this little order block that we had. And then it will close, bounce back off this level, then continue in a uptrend, a perfect uptrend. Now we are in an uptrend, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you would have known it is in the uptrend because, previously we had an order block, price closed above this order block. Now sellers are fully in control because this order block was an order block that every time price hit this area, it sent us in a downtrend. So now that price closed above this area, we know that buyers are in control and that it's a great possibility that price is going to continue in a uptrend now, especially when you get a pullback that touches this same level that we just broke out from, right? We get a pullback. We get this correction right here. And this holding structure is still above these highs. That's showing us that buyers are definitely in control. And at this level, it's exactly where you won't want to press fucking buy, nigga. Exactly where you will want to press buy. You will want to catch that bit right here. And since now we pass this order block, you'll want to have your stop loss under this order block, a little under it. I put it at these lows right here, a little under it, because price should no longer come back down to this area. It already disrespected the order block. It already showed us it no longer wants to continue to go down and react off this order block. It say fuck the order block now, right? So price should not go back to that level. We'll put our stop loss under that level. You always want to put your stop loss under levels where price should not go. And if price does go to this level, you should be comfortable with knowing that your loss made sense. Because if price was to come down to this level, bro, and I'm buying, that's literally just showing me that price is doing its own thing. Like, it's doing what the fucking market do. Like, you have no emotion and just doing what it does. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's what it's going to tell me. Like, but I'm not going to be mad at it because, again, we know trends don't last forever. Shit don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? So when, say right now, if I was to buy here and it looked just like this and I was to buy here and shit, but price decided to come back down, I wouldn't be too fucked up because that would just show me that price is now, the sellers just gaining that control back in. And you feel me? It doesn't want to continue to go upward. But that's not saying that my trading was bad or the skill was bad. It just, the market did what it wanted to do today. But 90% of the time, the market is going to do, it's going to follow structure type shit. You know what I'm saying? If it breaks above this order block and then give us a correction still above this area, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to continue to go upwards, right? So at that point, I would have my stop loss probably somewhere at these highs or some shit like that, similar like this. And then as you see, it would have been able to catch. Well, obviously this has nothing to do with this shit, right? But 9 times out of 10, this shit would have been able to cash, and you would have been able to do that off of just knowing what an order block is and knowing that price just disrespected a known order block that it kept bouncing off of. Feel me? Price kept coming to this order block. Every time it came to this order block, it came back down. It bounced off this order block, came back up. It came back down every time. So it basically was just moving side to side. So whenever price could get back above these levels or even below, if price was to fully close below this point, right, it would show us that sellers are in that full control now. You know what I'm saying? So that's all order blocks are. That's all order blocks are. They show you whenever price they show you whenever the reversal has started. Like, so we gonna find some real life examples, of course. We gonna find some real life examples. Let's see. Yeah, right here actually. We can do right here actually. Right? So as y'all can see, price is in a downtrend, right? We have these lows, we have a high, we have a lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, right? That's price was in a downtrend. Not a perfect downtrend, but it was moving downwards, right? At this level, and I don't know if I should break it down so we can see it from the best. Highs and lows and shit. So boom. Boom. We got these lows. We got a high. Basically got these lows right here. These highs. We got these lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, right? So that's how price was moving. That's how price was moving. It was moving in swing lows and swing highs. That sounded stupid. We was moving in lower lows, lower lows and lower highs, bro. Right? So boom. We know that price is moving in lower lows and lower highs, right? So we got a low right here. We got a high right here. We got a lower low again, lower high, lower low again, lower high, lower low again, higher high, right? Higher high. So this is the area where price changed. Now, in this example, it fully broke structure. It broke and closed past the previous swing highs. So it was a full breaker structure. But a lot of the times, it will make a, like, okay, boom, let's say we got this low right here. It will usually sometimes make a higher low, but still a lower high or an equal high. But in this situation, it kind of played out perfectly. We got a low, we got a high, a lower low, and then we end up getting a higher high, right? So at this point is where we would have had that order block. At this area is where we got that reversal, right? This is where that shit started changing. Right here, from the high to the low of this point, right? Oh my gosh. Boom. Oh shit. Boom. From literally right here. So this shit, right? I could draw the shit out for your ass. So price got to this level and started changing. It was a whole different. At first, it was just moving downwards, and then it got to this level and changed, right? This is the level where it started to change, right? So at that level where it changed, we want to take the lowest point of that level and the highest point of that level, which is going to be from here to there, and we want to mark that out. This is going to be our order block. This is where we got that change, right? This is where we got that change. So now, obviously, you will be wanting to catch your little trades on this little up movement, however you doing that shit, your own strategy. But for future references, as time play out, we want to have this order block marked out, right? Because no matter what, like, it could be 3 days later, this is still considered an order block, and you would peep like 3 days later, bro, it will react off a 3-0 fucking order block. So just because the shit happened on this day doesn't mean today it won't react off of it. Because it can happen on this day and then all day it just continues to move forward. It never comes back. And then next week that bitch come back and react hard as fuck off the order block. So it's just important to know what these order blocks are. You know what I'm saying? It's just important to know what they are. But boom, ideally, what we want to see is price shoot up, do its thing, come to this order block, bounce off this order block, and show us the same previous thing that it showed us and move back up. Either that, or we'll want to see price close below this order block. If it closes below this order block, that is showing us that sellers have keep control, full control. Because at this level, we was in a downtrend, but price got right here. It no longer wanted to go down. It's rejecting the downside at this level, right? So if price can come back below this level, it's showing us that sellers are in control. It's showing us that it's finna continue to go down, because previously price got to this level and it reversed and it went upwards. So if it get back below this level, under this order block, we are going down. Now if price get to this order block, you know, it comes up and it comes back down and it comes to this order block and it bounces off, that's showing us that it's finna do the previous thing that it just did, which was bounce off this order block and then shoot upwards, right? Came off this order block and then started moving upwards. So it's two ways you will go about it. You can't be biased to one direction, because you will have to know, is it going to react, bounce off this order block, or is it going to disrespect this order block, right? But anywho, that's how you will mark out the order block, right? You'll want to draw your shit across. Let's see, we'll draw our shit across. And even then, like, you see price come to these levels, and then, like, you can tell it's reacting off this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can tell it's, like, it's reacting off this shit, bro. But at this level, price came down. Price came down. We didn't really get shit. But, Pete, boom. Price is now coming down. Price is now coming down below this order block. It has now closed below this order block. That is showing us now. Sellers are in control. Like, buyers are no longer in control at the moment, right? And since we sell to lows and buy to highs, what we want to do in this predicament, since price has closed below this order block, we want to come down to the daily or to the 4 hour, whichever one to give us better points. And at this point, you see that price has already hit this low. We would basically want to sell to this low. That would be our target point. And as you can see, the target has already been hit. So at this point, I low-key wouldn't even trade, because my target is already hit. I would have gotten in trade when I got a closure below that point. And on the daily, this will be the next point, which is right here. And it damn near already hit there. So, and it's a lot of consolidation in this shit. So this is really, you know. But anywho, boom. We get a candle closure below this point, right? Below this order block area. The same point where price just bounced off of and made a uptrend. So now that price did not do that same shit that's showing us, sellers are in control now, right? Sellers are in control. And let me see, because I can even go back to these levels. If I was to do it exactly how I would have did it, which would have been right here at that level, I would have sold, right? Boom, we'll go down to the 30-minute. We'll want to see which time frame gave us a full closure, right? You can come down to the 5 if you wanted to, shit. Boom. I don't go no lower than 5 as far as looking for candle closures. I want at least a 5-minute candle closure, right? Boom. Boom. It was a lot of consolidation, so I would have moved to the 15. Boom. We got a full candle closure right here. Honestly, me as a trader and how I trade, I got a candle closure. Whenever price could bounce off of this order block again and show rejection, I would have hopped in. So my trade would have looked similar to this. I got a candle closure below this level that's showing me that sellers are in control. Because as you can see, before this full candle closure, price just kept wicking. It kept wicking. It was not holding below this level. Sellers were fighting to take that control, right? It kept wicking below this level, but it never held until this candle right here. It was a full closure below this level, showing us that buyers have that control. So what I would want to do after that is I want to see price tap back into the area that we were waiting on it to break out of, which is this order block, right? And as you can see, this is at this candle, this is the closest it got to this level. So I would have entered around there, right? I would have entered around there. I would have my order block probably at the 50% mark of that. I would have my stop loss probably at this 50% mark of this order block area. So some similar to like this, but I'll give it a little space. And then this was my line right here. So then I would make it even. this is my target. So then I would have to bring this down, because I will have to make my risk equal. I want my risk. I had to put it these lows though. I lucky just take this. I would take this risk because I wouldn't want to come down too low. I want it to be at some type of point. So I low-key technically be risking more than just a little bit, like a few dollars, and we can actually even see. Let's see. We can actually see how much this trade would have paid, cause we gonna get everything in real life examples, y'all, so y'all can see how this shit would have played out. Right, so I would have entered around here. This is with 2 contracts on micro, right? I would have had my stop loss right here, about 331. Take profit right here, about 300. So you feel me? I would have been risking an extra $30 to be making that 300, and I low-key would have been cool with this because, as you can see, price would have played out as well. So what I would have did, I would have been moving my stop loss lower down once price started breaking these levels. But as you can see, it would have cashed perfectly. And actually, I didn't even go into drawdown because, like I said, I would have entered when price came to this level. And that's usually what you want to do. You want to enter at the highest point up that you can in a downtrend. You don't want to enter it all the way down here when it's already moving down. You want to catch it when it comes up. You know what I'm saying? Catch it when it comes up so that you can catch that whole drop back down. If you selling here, you trying to sell here, bro, you're not gonna eat. You would have just caught this little move right there, basically. You would have had to get out. You feel me? If you sold here because you saw this big ass red candle and you bought at the end of that red candle, you would have sold there and just caught this little movement. You wouldn't have ate. But imagine if you would have saw price break that order block, give us a pullback, tapping that order block, enter, catching that whole move down. That's how you want to do it. And in this predicament, when I see price kept breaking structure and kept going, I would have just rolled all the way. And if you were a good trader, you would maybe catch this whole move down. You know what I'm saying? And this is what? Just off of knowing what an order block look like. This is just, if you even was just trading off of an order block, you know what I'm saying? And seeing that price just disrespected that order block. I really hope this shit makes sense, bro. Like, I swear when I be making my videos, I be like, gang. Cause, like, I don't be knowing, like, see, that's another thing, too. I damn near gotta start making these videos with another person so I could, like, verbally hear somebody tell me that shit is making sense to me type shit. Cause it's like, I don't be knowing. I want, like, my words, I be mixing my words up so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? My vocabulary ain't the best either. So it's like, I be wanting to have it to where I hope y'all understand me, and especially the way that I talk, I hope, like, the shit makes sense to everybody, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that's what equilibrium is, that's what the order block is, and shit, that's that. Like I said, I really don't use either, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't use either of them. But I do identify them. I identify them and I avoid them, or I be on the lookout for them. So if I have this order block set and I see prices getting close to this order block, I literally would not trade until price can show me it's going to break past this order block, or show me that it's going to bounce off this order block and continues to go upward. So, you know, this is kind of about knowing where you are at in the market and knowing these key levels, because order blocks are basically considered a key level because price literally reacts off these points. So you want to make it upon yourself to figure out and master and learn every key level. Everything that is considered a key level, you want to learn about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to give you an example of key levels, they simply are just the levels that kind of affects the market, right? So this high will basically be considered a key level. If price can get back up to this high and break past this high, it's showing us that buyers are literally in control, because this is the same high that pushed the market down. So if price can get back above this level, buyers have that control fully. And I think I just said sellers. I'm sorry. That's what I be saying, like, my vocabulary, bro. But if market could get back up to this high and break and close past this high, that's showing us that buyers are fully in control. Now, price came down, made this low. It didn't want to go lower than this point. If price can close past this point, it will say that sellers are fully in control. And as you can see, this is my line of full breaker structure, right? And you doing it like this, bro, like knowing your key levels and only trading off of them breaks on them key levels, I promise your shit will be way better, bro. It'll be way better, bro. But obviously that shit gonna take a long time. Like it's gonna take a while for price to get back up to here. And I think it back up to here, like, you feel me? You don't even know where it's gonna go because it's all time high. So it's like it is. You just gotta master like what you trading, bro. Like it's so many like different little, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't fucking know, nigga. But yeah, I hope it makes sense as far as order blocks and whatchamacallit, equilibrium. Another example on order block, we can actually use this area. Well, it wasn't even an uptrend no more. We got a high, we got low. These equals though, equal highs and equal lows and shit. Ain't really give us a full. Let's see, cause it's basically when price shows us that it no longer. So it's moving in that uptrend, and at this point we got a high, we got a low. See, I won't even. It's so choppy. I wouldn't do it like that. Like, I like to do it whenever price literally, like in this predicament, it was in a downtrend and it literally went straight to an uptrend type shit. So at this level, it's showing us this is exactly where it changed from a downtrend to an uptrend. You feel me? Right here, it went to an uptrend, but it did consolidation before it went to the downtrend. So I can't just say like, technically, I basically be saying that if I was going off of order blocks, I basically be saying that this is the order block. You know what I'm saying? Basically from here. Because this little move is what caused that move down. So I say from here to here type shit. Like, similar to like this is what that order block would look like. If I was to be marking this hoe out. And then, if price was to get back up to this level, boom, right now it's shooting down. If it was to come back up to this level, it's probably possible that price react off this level and bounce right back down, or it break above this level. If it break above, that's showing us buyers are in control now, because at this level it literally was rejecting. We literally started getting equal highs and shit, so it's showing us it literally did not want to go higher than these points. So if price can break above this order block, you know what I'm saying, and this is not just a clean ass order block, but this is just the idea of what it looks like, because this is me showing you an order block is at that level where price has now changed the direction. Not like it's like you can see where it started changing. Literally that's keep it that simple. Like it's the area where you see the trend start to change. Now, not where it fully changed, not where it fully broke structure, but you can see it starting to change. So in a downtrend, we have lower lows and lower highs. So if we have a lower low, but then we get a higher high, that right there is showing us where price maybe starts to change. So if price starts to make an uptrend after that level, that's showing you that that is your order block. You know what I'm saying? Before it even breaks structure or whatever the situation may be. This showing you whenever it gets to these levels and it start making higher points and shit, that is exactly where that order block is at. You know what I'm saying? I hope this shit makes sense. I feel like I said that shit in every video, bro. But let's see another point. We're not gonna find no good ones on gold. We're not gonna find no good ones on gold unless we do it like this. Shit, that'd be the only time. Let's see, yeah. Why I had to do all this first? But this damn near what I would be considering. And did it even come to this level? Cause look. Bro, I don't know if it fully came to that level though, cause what price moving side to side, really though. That's the thing. Like it was moving side. I hate when it moves side to side, cause that make you gotta go down now. Break that shit down. So boom, we got a low, we got a high, we got a low. I hate when it consolidate, bro. I ain't gonna lie, when it consolidate, it make it hard to mark out these fucking order blocks. Like, I would rather the order block be this shit. You feel me? Because price make this big ass move down, and it had this move up, and then it started shutting. It started bleeding. You feel me? So in my eyes, nigga, this is where I would damn near mark that order block, because this is the area where it had that big ass move down, and then it start. You know what I'm saying? So I damn near would have marked my shit like this, bro. And again, like I told y'all, I am not an order block master, goddamn. I don't really trade off them hoes, but I do be on the lookout for them, and I avoid them and be aware from them bitches. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this because I can't just, if y'all want to know the most about order blocks, bro, just search up order blocks. I'm just trying to get y'all the trading basis of this shit. You feel me? Trying to make it as simple as possible with the knowledge that everybody got. But boom, price never came back up to this level fully though. But usually, again, feel me, price could bounce off this level, hit this order block, and then continue back to how it was. And in this situation, it didn't even react off this hoe. It didn't really react off of it. It's not going to react every time either. That's another thing. So, let's see if we can find another one. See, this how... When you don't see a lot of order blocks, that's how you know price don't trend like all day type shit. Like, because if price was trending, it goes in an uptrend, then it go in a downtrend, go in an uptrend. Like, if it was doing that continuously, you would literally see an order block at every point type shit. Because an order block is literally the point where price decides to change directions. You know what I'm saying? Literally, that's when the point decides to change directions. As far as trends though, like it has to be a trend going on. If it's not a trend going on, it's not even gonna be considered an order block damn near, because it's when it changes the trend. So yeah, and with that being said, it's only one order block a trend, because again, the order block is the area that changes the trend, basically, around the area where you see that the trend was starting to change. So that lets you know that it's only one order block. It's only one order block a trend, right? Find the area. That's what I want y'all to do. Find the area. Find the trend. Go to a chart and find a trend that's in a downtrend and in the uptrend, right? Find a downtrend and in the uptrend. Just like this. Look. Downtrend, and then it went to an uptrend. So at this level, boom, where we get a low, we get a high, we get a lower low, and then we get it's still a lower high technically, but then this is a higher low now, right? So at this level, even though, like, this is showing us that it didn't want to continue way downwards, you know what I'm saying? So this is showing us, like, at this level, it was already showing us that it wanted to come back up, because in a downtrend, bro, it moves in lower lows and lower highs. So it would have had this low, and then it would have had a lower high, and then it would have had a lower low. That's all it would have did. But since it didn't do that, that's showing us that price is now rejecting this downside, right? Price was now rejecting that downside. And this is on the 30, so I then scale down. I scale down to see the real movement, to see where did price change. Where did price actually start to change and make higher highs or something, right? 15, it don't really even show that on the 15, because y'all was seeing. Hopefully I can get show y'all a good example of how y'all see it start to change before it just fully break structure. You see this shit start to change. So everything I'm looking at is the same shit. I'm just going down to smaller time frames, but it's all the same. So boom, shit was moving in a downtrend, right? Downtrend, we got a low, we got a high. We got a lower low, a lower high. Lower low, and then we got a lower high still, all right? And then we end up getting higher highs and higher lows and shit. So at this level, really, I ain't sure how I wanted to, bro. I wanted this to show that lower low and then give us a equal high right here. Like, say if price had this equal high right here, instead of it being down there, it came like right here. That would be showing us that price, that would be a signal of reversal. Like, you know, like this may be the area where the order block is finna start. So say, like I said, if price would have made this high like right here type shit, I would have then marked out the order block from that high. This hoe not pretty, bro. This hoe not. I wish I'd be mad when I can't show y'all the best examples. But it would have been from that high. We gonna say it came up to that equal high, and then it would have been to this low, right? So similar to this, and we've been able to drag this shit. And what we would want to see is price basically react to this hoe. So, you know, come back to this level and bounce off that hoe and go back up. I'm not sure if it did that shit, but that just like an idea of what I be looking for type shit. Like, you feel me? Something to be on the lookout for. Let's see. I don't know if price came back down to this though. But yeah, so say price is right now, right? It's in the uptrend. It comes down. It's common for price to come all the way down here, react off this hoe and bounce right back up. You know what I'm saying? And it just continue to do that shit, bro. It will literally continue to do that shit. Continue to bounce off these levels. Continue to do certain shit. So y'all just be on the lookout for that shit, bro. Y'all just be on the lookout for that shit. And just know where you are at in the market. Know where you at in the market, bro. Feel me? So price has broken below this little consolidation level. It's broken below all that little shit. I don't know where it's going. Oh, that hoe. Look. Now let's see if we can get a reaction. This is knowing your key levels, bro. Knowing your key levels, because this would have been a target. If I was in on sales, that would have been a target. And as you would see, that target would have hit. And it's common for price to hit this level and start rejecting. Like literally, it would hit these targets because these are literally liquidity areas, right? Liquidity is under these lows, above these highs. So a lot of time price comes to them areas, reject off them hoes, and come back up. Or it comes to them area and get some strong ass power and close below that bitch. Like if it close below them liquidity areas or them key levels that's showing you that it's probably going to continue to go whichever direction is going in now. Right? So in this situation, price just hit this target. Price just hit this target. A person like me, what I would want to see is some type of pullback, right? I would want to see some type of pullback bouncing off of my level. So I would not enter this trade until price on a 30-minute, this was that last low. So I would need price to at least bounce off of this level. And I swear, if we can get a good example, I can even show y'all how I trade. We can show y'all how I trade. I don't know if we're going to get a good example, though, y'all. Let's see if we can get a good example. I'll show y'all how I trade on my shit. And this shit about patience, bro. So let's see if we can get a reaction off these key levels. Because like I said, it's at these key levels, so it's a possibility it could just start pulling up right now type shit. Price could just start pulling up. But yeah, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see, fam. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Because I'm only doing 2 more videos, bro. 2 more free trading basic videos. After this, bro, I'm just going to be focusing on mastering myself and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to just say it's going to be like I'm fall away from this shit. But it's just like I ain't going to be as consistent. I ain't going to lie. Oh, on the 15, I'm tripping. Hold on. Because we got some 15-minute supports. Ooh, them hoes kind of close though, bro. That shit too close to the breakout area. I damn near want to. I would want to see it at least pull back all the way up there to this part of the support, cause the end of that support is too close. I want to see price bounce off of this level. I didn't check my 15-minute. I checked the 30-minute at first. That's why I was going off of this level. But I trust the 15. I don't really go down to the 5. The 5. It just depends. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to utilize all of your time frames. But if price could bounce off of my level, that would be cool. And then it could bounce off this level. So basically what I'm looking for is this, y'all. This is what I'm looking for. I wait for price to break these levels. After it showed me it broke, which is this big ass red candle that already break. I would love for this candle that's moving right now to come up, bounce off of this level, right? Bounce off of this key level that it just broke. Bounce off this hoe and then continue back down here. That's what I would want to see, right? That's what I would want to see. So if price could get back up here, I'd sell. But I need it to get all the way to that level. And until it gets to this level, I won't even hop in, y'all. I'm not going to hop in, bro. Because me doing it right now, it would just be too early for me. It would be too early. I want the whole movement. And me knowing how price move and how these charts be, it's a possibility price could come all the way back up here. And I don't want to fall victim in hopping in early, knowing that it's common for price to always come back to the same areas that it just broke out from. You feel me? I know this. So if I know this, I'm not going to enter early just because I see price going down and shit. I'm going to wait for it to complete everything that I want to see. Because me entering here would allow me to have a stop loss at these levels, right? I'll be able to have my stop loss at these levels. If I entered here right now, my stop loss will be too high. So my entries have to have good stop losses, good entries, and good targets. If it doesn't have all three, I'm not even interested, bro. Even though it's doing what I say it's gonna do, I'm not interested because I need to see it do what I want to see it do everything. And that's the hardest part about trading. Saying what I just said and sticking to that shit as this market continues to move. Because it's a possibility that shit probably don't even come up. And watch it start bleeding. It start drawing down like a motherfucker. It go down crazy as hell. And I basically just miss out on that whole shit. And a lot of people be like, fuck no. They'll sell fast as hell because they see it's moving down. But why would you try to sell now, bro? It would be dumb to try to sell now. Because it's back at these lows. Why would you try to hop in right now? If you was going to hop in on some early shit, you should have hopped in at the highest point. You could have got that bitch and caught it the whole way down. But if you sell right now, you ain't gonna catch shit. You would basically be negative right now because it's moving above. You know what I'm saying? You won't catch shit because you been early. You FOMO and all that extra shit. I like to catch it all the way at the highest point it could come. All the way at the highest point it could come. That way, I don't even give a fuck if it continues to trend. All I need to do is catch that bitch back up to these highs. You know what I'm saying? And then this way, if it decides to break structure, now my stop loss is, my area of seeing where the market should not go past will be right above these swing highs. And my entry was right by these levels. So I have leverage. Like, I'm not scared type shit. If I entered here, down here, trying to sell, my stop loss, I would still want to stop loss up here because at this point, it would show me if it gets back up to this level, it's going to be a reversal. If it closes back above these highs, it's going to be a reversal. So that has to be my stop loss no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So if I entered here and had a stop loss up here, it wouldn't make sense because my target is right here. So it's not even, I need all three. So I would get all three if I waited for price to come back to this level, because then that would give me the stop loss that I want, which is up here. And not only that, it would give me the target I want, which is back up to the end of this red candle. But right now, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I entered, I would just be hoping and praying that price continues to go down. I could have hopped in right here at this candle. I mean, at the end of this wick. I could have hopped in right there. But I did want to see it fully bounce off of my level. So, you know, and I'm cool with waiting. Like, I'm not in a rush. I already made my little money for the day. How much we hit? We up 330 on a day. So, you know, I'm not tripping about it. I want everything to fall through. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I done blew hella accounts, y'all. So I'm definitely in the stage of like, I'm trying to master my strategy and master the patience and shit like that. You feel me? And mastering, following the rules, cause that is the hardest shit about trading. You're gonna be able to understand these charts easily, bro. You just honestly gotta listen to the right person. I hope I'm the right person for you motherfuckers, but you feel me? If I'm not, bro, you ain't fucking married to me, nigga. Bro, go listen to the person who explains the best, bro. Explains the best and keep it the most simple. Don't listen to nobody who overcomplicating shit, because trading could be so simple as far as, feel me, the strategy and shit like that. It could be super simple, bro. So, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't overcomplicate the shit. Go listen to somebody who is keeping shit simple. But, yeah, y'all, we basically would have been cashing right now, though. I'd be in and out of my trade, so I would have damn near made my money and got out of this shit. But, boom. Let's say if I would have entered here, because that wouldn't have been a bad entry. It's right by my level. Let's say we would have entered. And I'm not fucked up that I didn't. I'm cool, like I told y'all. This is 3 contracts. Let's say we entered right up here when price came to make that little point. We would have wanted that stop loss at this level, though. At least at this level. So that wouldn't even, we would have had to, I would have took off some contracts. That's what I would have did. I would have took off some contracts. Maybe even go 1. I'll go 2. Yeah, 2 is cool. I would have took off some contracts. And then, see, that wouldn't even been equal, though. That's what I'm saying. This is exactly why I need my entry. You see the difference? Me having the entry at where I want my entry to be allowed me to have a good stop loss. It allows me to have a good target point as well. You feel me? Even me entering here would have low-key threw my shit off a little bit. And damn sure nigga, Bro, people would literally want to enter once that bitch already right here, gang. You, like, what the fuck? Oh, that's why. Like, right here type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. They would enter right here. And motherfucker Loki would have did, a lot of people did some shit like this type shit. Like, catching it back up to these lows. They would have entered last minute, though. But, yeah, if I would have hopped in on this trade, bro, we would have been eating right now, shit. That whole... we would have been up 430 right now if we just rode the whole wave. But if we kept it right here, it would have been at 220. 220. But I ain't tripping, y'all. Like I said, I'm up 300 on a day. Shit. I'm cool with my little 300 on a day if I had to be. And this shit purpose was really to kind of explain to y'all the fucking the equilibrium and order blocks and shit. So yeah, if we not able to take a trade with y'all on here, shit, fuck it, man. Because it didn't fully do what I needed to do. And it's kind of already away from that level now. So at this point, it's now breaking past this support level. So now what I would then do is take away my target level, get a new support, which is at these lows. Now, what I would want for price to do after it does break below this point, I would want to see it bounce off of this line. So that's how I go about it, bro. And it works for me. So you see price has now broken this support. What I want to see is bounce, and then I will catch it back up to that high. And that's all I need. I don't even care if it continues to trend to the downside. That would be smart for me to continue to hold and shit like that, which is usually what you do. But like I said, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm an in and out motherfucker, bro. I came from trading silver and gold, bro. And if you trade them bitches, you know they very, very volatile. So me practicing with trading with gold and silver, it traumatized me, gang. Like, it's like I'm super used to getting in and out these bitches. I ain't gonna lie. Because gold and silver, like, you will have a perfect setup. It's going in all the way in your direction, and that bitch will wipe out all of that shit. So I try to get my profits and I get out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But if I'm on one contract or something like that, or like, you know, if the situation is right, I'll hold my trades. Like, if I have a good target point where I'm aiming for, especially like at the start of the day, I'll hold the trades. But right now, it's kind of hitting every target, especially on these higher time frames. Like, it's not, like, this shit really just shooting down right now type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit really just shooting down. So at these points, when shit's shooting down like this, you gotta know it gotta come back up at some fucking point. Some point, bro, it gotta come back up. It's gonna have a hard-ass correction, bro. Probably in the next 20 minutes, it's gonna be a hard-ass correction. And what the correction usually does, and what people fuck up at, is because they think corrections are reversals, and they're not. What people fuck up at, because originally when we woke up, this would be our points. We'll have a point right here. We have line right here. This is kind of what we look at. We'll want to see price break above or below this area. And as you can see, it broke below this area. Once it broke below it, I want to see price tap my support and then continue way to the downside. As it did, I would have been able to catch this whole full move down. You know what I'm saying? But now that price is just moving down, all it's just having right now is just down movements. It didn't even really have supports. It's having support on these lower time frames. But as far as the hourly, because the hourly is the time frame we use to wait on these breaks, right? So on the if we waiting for these breaks on this hourly, and we already caught our little continuation on these smaller time frames, and we see that it's just a lot of move downs, and it's finna be a new hour, that's when you wait, nigga. If you in a trade, you need to be out your trade within the next 18 minutes type shit, because this new hourly will come in, and it'll take out all of this down movement. And that doesn't mean it's reversing. It just means it's correcting, right? Price broke out this area, right? It broke out this area. It hasn't had, all it did was have a move down. This is not a downtrend. Y'all. As far as we looking at the hourly. So if we just look at the hourly, this is not considered a downtrend. It's just a fat ass move down, right? We need lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows and lower highs is what make a downtrend, right? So with that being said, we would need for price to come down, make a high, because this will be the high. It will make a high, which will need to bounce off of this support level that it just broke out from. Now, if that high, that correct, that comes up, literally stays under this level, I would then Sell. Sell. This is the perfect time to sell. You sell at these highs. You don't sell at the lows. Niggas already fucking low. So you want to sell when it gets to this point, and it's showing you it's still hard to structure because it's below this level that it already broke out from. But it's due for a correction. It needs a high. It needs to make a low, a high, a lower low, and then a lower high. That's what it needs to do to be an actual downtrend. So what I will be doing is waiting for that pull up now. Since the new hour is coming, and these hard corrections usually come when a new hour is coming. So I wait for price to come to this level. I would then enter there. I would then catch that bitch back down to these lows. And it would look similar to this. And I would have my I have my stop loss somewhere around these areas. So yeah, about right there. And it would look similar to this. And I actually even will I'm gonna leave this just like this. I'm gonna leave it just like this. Because hopefully price can do exactly what I just said later down the line in these next hours and stuff like that. Come down, bounce off of the support level, and then start making these lower highs and lower lows back downward, and it comes down, right? And then the downtrend is lower lows and lower highs. So this will be our target point, but we can assume that price will continue lower because it should be now making a downtrend. We need to make a lower low now, right? And as you can see, it starts to make them lower highs. So that's all this shit is, bro. You gotta learn market structure for real. Like, learning market structure. See, this shit went way off of track, though. Like, what I just explained, this ain't had shit to do with the topic of the video. So if you stayed this long, shit, you actually showed my strategy, really. Because it's kind of all I do, bro. I wait for these levels to be broken, price to bounce off these levels, and I catch it back up to the high or catch it back up to the low, whichever direction it's going. And shit, that shit worked for me, and that's ICC as well. You know what I'm saying? Indication is when price get a break below these levels. Indication, a correction is a pullback or a pull up, depending on right direction. It bounces off that support level. Indication, correction, then continuation back up to the original indication point. And that's exactly how it will look. And that's exactly how we should be trading, bro. You know what I'm saying? ICC, that's the simplest way possible, bro. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was real useful. If you made it this far, then you should... If you made it this far in the video, if you continue to watch, then, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Practice this strategy right here, bro. Bro, you damn near don't even gotta watch the other two videos that I dropped because, like I said, day 10 was gonna be about the strategy and day 9 was gonna be about psychology and just overview. So, to be honest, my course is wrapped up, bro. So, if y'all got any more extra additional questions, bro, hit my TikTok, my Instagram, whatever. Both my Instagram and my TikToks are the same as my YouTube. So, bro, hit me up. I promise I reply to everybody, gang. Bro, I reply to everybody, and questions are free. Like, I'm not charging you to ask a question. I charge people for my time and shit. Like, if you want me to literally sit down one-on-one with you and, like, literally hold your hand through shit, that's the type of shit I charge for, just because it's gonna take my time out of my day. But as far as information, you just want to talk about this shit, I love talking about this shit, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can always hit me up when it comes to shit like that. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Get y'all ass into investing. That's my investment portfolio. I'm up $1 today, shit. We up almost 10% overall in the account. And yeah. But yeah, if y'all want to know more about this shit, just let me know. But hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope it made sense. Hope y'all can use this shit, man. Y'all have a good day, and